Hello, I'm out on Zone 3 in the northwest of London on the Jubilee line to tick off another station that is just a tick on the tube map. Time to do another in the series of Value and Connect. This is Dollis Hill. So Dollis Hill has actually been on 3 different tube lines throughout its history. It was first part of the Metropolitan Railway when it opened in 1909, but along with a redesigned station it became part of the Bakerloo line and its branch to Stanmore in 1939. The Jubilee line wasn't a thing until 1979, and that's when it became the silver-coloured line station that you know now. The station sits in a really residential area. It's bizarre how you can be living in a terraced house here and your neighbour's building is a tube station. Not that it really has a station building, there are just 2 entrances linked by a subway, which is also used by locals as a cut-through. There are gates here, but I can't tell if they're ever closed to not let the passageway be used as a cut-through during the hours when the underground isn't running. In the subway are some decorative enamel panels that show maps of the Dollis Hill area over the centuries. There's also a splendid old Metropolitan MR sign down here, although I do worry, as it also seems to be the type of station where somebody might steal your slippery when wet sign if you've not secured it with a bike lock. The trains stop up above on an island platform, Art Deco design, complete with these fabulous gold-winged canopies which are very similar to the ones at Loughton on the Central line. I really wanted to go inside the waiting room, which looks equally splendid, but nope, locked, even though it wasn't anywhere near 10 o'clock yet. You also have to love a station that has staff letterboxes on the platform. No longer in use, of course, but I thought it was just the western end of the Piccadilly that had these, so they're great to see. As are the tiny little tube roundels up in the hanging basket ironwork. Now then, have you heard the noise that's been going on in the background the entire time that I've been here? So I've had to step outside because my ears are ringing, because for the entire hour that I've been here at Dollis Hill, the help point that's inside has just been beeping constantly, non-stop. No way to turn it off. So time to go for a wander then, and to nearby Gladstone Park it is. That's the obvious choice because it has railways running through it. The freight-only Dudding Hill Loop line passes through here, and there's a bridge where there's this perfect Instagrammable shot of the junction signal box. And the signals around here, some of them semaphore by the way, have the DH labels on them too for Dudding Hill, but nicely, it's the same initials for Dollis Hill as well. That's nice. And in the western end of the park, there's also this lesser known footbridge that crosses the railway and offers view down onto those tracks as well. And back to the platforms, where I discovered that Dollis Hill actually has an association with Mornington Crescent. As that train leaves there, I've just found something rather intriguing on the Wikipedia page for Dollis Hill. Apparently it was mentioned in the Radio 4 I'm Sorry I Haven't Got a Clue game, Mornington Crescent, where it says here, traditionally the playing of Dollis Hill starts a Dollis Hill loop, meaning that every subsequent move made by any player must be to Dollis Hill, and various ingenious ways to break the loop have been invented by the Mornington Crescent players in the past. Fast Metline train going through. I've just been looking and finding a thing on the Wikipedia page for Dollis Hill because it features in the Mornington Crescent game on I'm Sorry I Haven't a Clue, and it says, traditionally the playing of Dollis Hill starts a Dollis Hill loop, meaning that every subsequent move made by any player must be to Dollis Hill, and various ingenious ways to break the loop have been invented by Mornington Crescent players in the past. And this is fun. I've just been reading the Wikipedia page for Dollis Hill, where it says it features on the radio comedy show I'm Sorry I Haven't a Clue, that's called Mornington Crescent, and it says, traditionally, the playing of the Dollis Hill starts a Dollis Hill loop, meaning that every subsequent move made by any player must be to Dollis Hill. Various ingenious ways to break the loop have been invented by Mornington Crescent players in the past. In the past. In the past. Break the loop, 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 break the loop.